Well, hello, everybody. Are we all doing great today? Fantastic. My name is Ed Smelich, and I am the founder of We Are Aware. Welcome to the Power of Vision 3 Keys to Mastering Your Results. I'm excited to spend this time with you in this powerful workshop. I always like to start with a riddle. What do you call somebody who speaks 2 languages? Bilingual. What do you call somebody who speaks 3 languages? Trilingual or multilingual. And what do you call somebody who only speaks 1 language? American. I say this jokingly, but the truth is we can all learn more than 1 language. And today we're going to be exploring the language of success. And I have to admit, this language has taken me further than the 4 years of French I took. Forgive me, Mademoiselle Abramo. The language of success is a language for creating the results you want. And once we understand this language, we can apply it and improve any area of our life. Now, this system of success we'll be exploring today has been developed over the past 40 years and has been used by tens of thousands of people around the world to create lives they love living. It's a proven, reliable, repeatable system for helping you create what matters most to you. My intention today is to share a few tools that can improve your life. By the time you leave here, you'll be empowered with 3 tools to help you achieve your goals, greater clarity on your goals and dreams, and feeling even more confident in your ability to achieve those goals and dreams. Are you up for that? Fantastic. I am glad you are here today. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have ever achieved a dream or goal that when you first started, you had no idea, no clue as to how you were going to achieve it and how it was going to get done? Pretty much 100%, right? That proves a point. You're capable of more than you know. How many of you even surprised yourself by how fast or how big of a goal you achieved? Think about how that felt. Maybe about like this. I love this little guy. What's interesting about achieving goals and dreams is where they come from. Throughout my life as a coach and consultant, I've been learning that our goals and dreams are often born out of the challenges we face or the pain we experience. Anybody going through a tough time right now or a challenge? And we've all got something going on. It's just part of being alive, growing, and becoming. So be patient and kind to everybody, please. Our dreams speak to us through 2 growth signals, our longing and our discontent. We experience this feeling of longing when we're desiring something we have not yet created, and we feel this feeling of discontent when, well, current circumstances are different than our ideal preferences. But of these, longing and discontent, they're both catalysts for growth within us. So for those of you who raised their hands earlier and admitted that they were going through something, congratulations, you're about to grow. So whether it's the pain of a problem or a burning desire for something new, these 2 energies, longing and discontent, are essential for creating new results in our lives. Reverend Michael Beckwith describes these energies as being pushed by pain or pulled by a vision. Let me share a time in my life when longing and discontent inspired me to make a change. The change that puts me in front of you today. A little background on me. I'm a competitive guy. I'm the guy that when my GPS says estimated time of arrival, I hear time to beat. When I was growing up, that competitive spirit helped me to win at everything I did. School, sports, you name it. Winning was easy, effortless, and expected. Fast forward a couple of decades, I still had some wins, just not as many, and I certainly didn't have them as often. I felt like I lost control. What used to be so smooth and simple became an uphill grind. How did I get on this stupid roller coaster? And more importantly, how do I get off? Have you ever said to yourself, I feel like I should have accomplished more by now, or I feel stuck? And not only do I feel stuck, I feel like all these people with less education, less experience, less work ethic, and less integrity are blowing past me. WTF? I had to figure out what changed. There was a 2 week period that I searched, studied, read, meditated, watched videos, and I hardly slept when it dawned on me. Oh, it wasn't working with the laws of the mind, the laws of the universe, and the laws of success. I was allowing life to happen to me rather than through, with, and for me. Once I became aware of the recipe for success and the results formula, I was able to regain control of my life. And because it was easier than I thought, I wanted to make sure everybody else knew that this was possible for them too, just in case you don't like roller coasters either. I've coached all of my sons in their youth sports, and even though I love coaching sports, I don't believe there's anything more important than coaching how to win at the game of life. I started to consciously look for a program I could personally teach. I wanted a time tested, proven, reliable system that was condensed and simplified. The Dream Builder system and the Napoleon Hill Institute mentorship programs resonated with me. So I teamed up with the Brave Thinking Institute and the Napoleon Hill Institute, put in countless hours in rigorous studying, personalized training, passed all the exams, both oral and written, all qualification requirements, and became certified to coach all of their programs. Where they've organized these principles that are reliable, repeatable, and predictable. And when you apply these to your life, it helps you take any idea that you want and put it into your reality. These laws are backed by science and physics, along with a simple spiritual component that ties it all together. And within a year of being introduced to this material and implementing my training, I was off that roller coaster and back to winning in all areas of my life. Today, in the time we have, I'm able to give you 3 of the 10 Dream Builder principles that'll help you transform your longing and discontent into new results. You can apply these to any area of your life and create what matters most to you. Is that okay with you? Great. Here's my promise to you. I promise that I'm going to give you everything I can in the time we have together. And at the end of this presentation, many of you will want to take this information further and integrate it into your life. So for you, I have a special gift that I'm going to give you at the end of this presentation, and you're going to love it. But that's at the end, so let's get started. Most people go through life doing what they normally do, rolling with the punches, going with the flow, taking it as it comes. This is what we call living life by default. Do you feel like you're on autopilot and every day is an endless reaction to your environment? Or are you like highly successful people who create their own environment and create a life by design? That means they set a clear intention for what they want and consciously create that life. That life essentially has 4 domains: health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom. You're having results in each of those areas right now. Some results you may love, some not so much. But here's the good news. No matter what the results or how long you've been getting those results, you absolutely have the power to create the exact result you would love. The results you're getting in those areas of your life are all a perfect reflection of your awareness in those areas. So let's play a game and see if we can expand our awareness. On the next slide, you will see numbers 1 through 50. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find as many numbers as you can in order in 30 seconds. Start with finding the number 1, then find number 2, then 3, and so on. Once again, find as many numbers as you can in order in 30 seconds. Ready, begin. About 5 seconds left. And stop. Raise your hand if you got to 5 or more, 10 or more. How about 15? All right, put your hand down if you played this game before. Anybody get to 20 or more? Cool. Now I'm going to give you some additional instructions, a cheat code, if you will. Split the screen halfway across and halfway down. So now we have 4 quadrants on the screen. I'm going to show you a pattern you can follow that has the potential to help you improve your results. Notice the number 1 is here in the upper left quadrant, number 2, lower left, number 3, lower right, and continuing counterclockwise, the number 4. Now that you have the pattern, let's see what happens when you're given the same resources, the same amount of time, the same 50 numbers on the screen. Let's see if you can improve your results. For you golfers, this is your mulligan. Same exact slide, same 30 seconds. Ready, begin. Halfway. And stop. I started the last round at 5, but I'm sure everybody surpassed that. Raise your hand if you got to 10 or more. How about 15? 20? Notice how many more hands are up at this point than last time. 25, 30? Look around the room at all the hands. Interesting. Same task, and yet it wasn't just a small number of you that improved. Nearly all of you improved your score. What changed? Yeah, you expanded your awareness of the pattern for how to create the results you wanted. In other words, you followed a pattern for success. This proves the point. Every one of us can improve the results we're getting in our life when we expand our awareness of the pattern for how to create those results. So let's expand our awareness together again by studying the pattern that creates our results. This is the results formula. Formula begins like this. Thoughts cause images. Those images cause and control feelings of vibration. Feeling is just a word we invented to describe our awareness of our vibration. Your feelings or vibration cause your actions, and you know this. When you feel strong and confident, you take different actions than when you feel frustrated and depressed. And lastly, your actions cause your results. To recap, your thoughts cause images. Those images cause and control feelings, vibration. Your feelings, vibration cause your actions, and your actions cause your results. If you want to know what you've been thinking, look at your results, because your results never lie. You can always tell what's happening on the inside by what's happening on the outside, because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. If we become what we think about, do you think it might be a good idea to pay attention to our thoughts? This is something we call notice what you're noticing. Notice where your feet are in your shoes. Notice your shoes touching the ground. Notice that you can feel your body sitting in your seat. Now, notice that you have the ability to notice these things. This is how you notice what you're noticing. You can do the same thing with your thoughts. You can notice what you're thinking, and you can notice how what you're thinking affects how you're feeling. Combining feeling with the results formula and notice what you're noticing, let's do a quick life assessment. I get to do a much more in-depth version of this with my clients in each of the 4 domains. But in the short time we have today, we're going to do the quick version. I'm inviting you to notice the composite results of all 4 areas of your life. On a scale of 1 to 5, how fulfilled are you feeling about your life? 1 being not fulfilled at all, disappointed, frustrated, depressed, stressed, insecure, and 5 being completely fulfilled, proud, optimistic, joyful, thankful, hopeful, inspired. As we considered each of the domains of your life, and you looked at your current results and rated those results, what is it costing you for the results to remain the same? Pay attention to your thoughts around those results. This is not a place for judgment or blame. Your responses are not good or bad or right or wrong. You're simply paying attention to and noticing what you would love more of or less of in your life. Whatever your results have been up until now, you have the power from this moment forward to create the result you love. And it all starts right here with your thoughts. There are thoughts that make you feel constricted and thoughts that make you feel expansive. Choose the good feeling thought. Take it a step further and create thoughts and feelings that match the life you want. Let me say that again. Create thoughts and feelings that match the life you want. Direct your thoughts away from your drudgery and toward your dream. Every one of us has a dream inside somewhere. And that brings us to the first key to mastering your result. And it is also the #1 secret of dream building. It's designing your dream. Whether you're building a house or a dream without a clearly defined blueprint, you can't build either. Say this with me. Clarity is power. When you become clear on what it is you really want in life, you begin to see opportunities and resources that you may not have seen before. Things seem to appear out of the blue. These circumstances, people, and events are being drawn to you by you. The only things you attract into your life are those things that you are in harmonious vibration with. One of the ways we get clarity is by asking empowering questions. In fact, the quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. Let that sink in. The quality of our life is determined by the questions we ask. Quality questions can drive different thinking, and that can be life-changing. For example, of the 2 following questions, which is empowering? Why do these things always happen to me? And what would I love? What would I love is one of the most highly calibrated questions. Remember, every result starts with a thought. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat, said Napoleon Hill. Rumi points out that what you seek is seeking you. You wouldn't have the desire in the first place if some higher power didn't put it there. That would just be cruel and rude. What is your desire? It's seeking you. Ask yourself, what would I love? Give yourself permission to dream, to risk. Think big. What's this? This time machine. Imagine you stepped into a time machine. You set the, what's it called? Flux capacitor to 3 years in the future. 3 years from now, everything you wanted completely worked out. You have vibrant health, wonderful relationships with family and friends. You love your meaningful work, and you have all the time and money and resources you could ever want. What does a life you love look like? Can you feel it? On a fresh sheet of paper, please take about 60 seconds to capture the ideas that come to you about what you would love in your life. Start your notes with the statement, I am so happy and grateful now that. I'm going to give you 60 seconds right now. So let's get writing. Just let it flow. Think big. You can have whatever you want. 15 more seconds. And that's a minute. It's funny. It sometimes takes a little bit to get started, but once you get started, once you get into the flow, once you start really rolling, it just snowballs. It's a wonderful thing. So thinking about your dream or accomplished goal, how do you feel? Can you feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled? That is the secret. Congratulations. This is the first key to mastering your results, knowing what you would love. And describing it is the first step in bringing those results to you. And this brings us to the second key for mastering your results. That is deciding for your dream. Everybody makes decisions all throughout their day. Even the smallest choice is going to have a great impact. The decisions we make will determine our results. So to master our results, we want to master our ability to make empowered decisions. In fact, it's been proven that highly successful people are willing to decide for what they would love, even in the absence of knowing how to bring it about. Some people want to know every step of the way before deciding. They want green lights down the whole street before they'll even back out of the driveway. Emerson said, when you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. I say, put the how on hold. Your job is to create the imagery that produces the feelings that match the life you want. The how, that's the job of the universe. The key is that you make a firm decision for what you want before it can become a reality. Let me show you what I mean. Although it looks strange, read this slide to yourselves. All right, that's pretty cool, huh? Looking at this paragraph, it would seem that it's completely unintelligible. But when the first letter and the last letter are in the right place, the middle can be jumbled up and your mind can still make sense of it and read it. I love that. I shared this with you because it's so applicable to your vision for the life you would love living. After your life assessment, you now recognize your current results, where you are now, right? Then, after journaling what you would love in your life, you now recognize your desired results, right? Great. What happens in the middle? Any idea how you're going to get there? Exactly. That's the jumbled up middle letters of the words. That's the how, and we want to put the how on hold. Once again, your job is to dream and create the imagery that produces the feelings that match the life you want. It's the universe's job to worry about the how. Want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. And your wants come from the essence of who you truly are. This is the perfection within you seeking expression with and through you. Desire comes from the Latin de ser, or of the Father. And when you make a decision, your mind begins to focus on the how and why you can rather than the how and why you can't. If you want it, decide for it. And don't let the unknown stop you from making a decision to follow the dream that is calling you. Are you willing to decide for your dream, even though you don't know every step in advance? Great. Congratulations. That is the second key for mastering your results. So we've taken a deep dive into the first and second keys to mastering your results, designing your dream and deciding for your dream. You've now created a blueprint for your dream and decided for it. That brings us to the third key to mastering your results, and that is befriending your fear. What does that even mean? Making friends with fear? Yeah, it means you can have fear, but you don't have to let fear have you. When we decide for a dream, like you've all done here today, part of us says, heck yeah, I'm doing this. And there's another part of this that says, what if I fail? That is the voice of fear. It's the part of you that wants things to stay the same because that is easy and comfortable. That's a problem because number one, growth usually doesn't make itself convenient or comfortable. And the second problem is, well, nothing changes if nothing changes. Think of your growth like a rubber band. When you stretch it, it'll never go back to its original size. Honestly, if you don't have at least a little fear, your dream may not be big enough, or it's not worthy of you. One of my mentors, Bob Proctor, put fear in this perspective. Set a goal that is so big, so exhilarating, that it excites you and scares you at the same time. Consider this. You are born with only two fears, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noise. All the other fears were acquired. Get rid of them. As Joseph Campbell said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Think about this. When we were babies, we all started out as non-walkers. As a non-walker, you saw people around you walking and you wanted that same level of freedom, right? So you rose up, you locked your eyes on that toy or cookie that you wanted, and you gave it your best shot, trying to take some steps. And what happened? You fell down. But what did you do next? You rose up again and tried to take another step, and you fell down. When you were learning to walk, did you ever think to yourself, well, that's it. I guess I'm just not meant to be a walker? No, of course not. You rose up and you kept going. And with each try, you took a few more steps and a few more until finally you became a walker. Hear me now. Something happens when we become adults. We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down. We learn to walk by falling down. And the truth is, it's falling down and getting back up again that is actually the key to achieving your dreams. We befriend our fear and give ourselves the permission to fail enough to succeed. Who else is in the picture with a child? Yeah, it's nice to have a little support. Sarah Blakely had that type of support. Is everybody familiar with the Spanx and Sarah Blakely story? You've heard of an underdog story. Well, hers is an undergarment story. And Sarah's father would often ask her, what have you failed at lately? And if she said nothing, he would respond, why not? She is a billionaire. I love Oprah's story. If there's anybody who could legitimately play the victim card, it's Oprah. But she rose up even after she was fired by TV executives because she was not fit for TV. In 2010, she brought home $315 million for her TV show. She's a billionaire. Steven Spielberg was rejected from USC Film School 3 times, but he rose up and kept going. Shout out a few of his movies. Obviously, E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones series, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Saving Private Ryan, and one of my lesser known favorites, Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. Spielberg's net worth? A little over $3 billion. Chicken Soup for the Soul was rejected by 144 publishers. At 143, do you just give up? No way. That series has now sold more than 500 million copies. Walt Disney had many failures, including bankruptcies. But my favorite is being fired from a newspaper for, get this, lacking imagination and having no original ideas. I could go on all day with this type of adversity to success stories. I love this stuff. Do they inspire you too as much as they do me? What if any of the above success stories believed what they were told? Great dream builders are willing to fail and rise again. In fact, Fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. So when the voice of doubt questions you and asks, what if you fail? Let your response be, bring it on. I might fail, but if I do, I'll rise up, learn the lesson, keep going, and I will succeed. If you must doubt something, doubt your limits. The power breathing you is more powerful than any fear, doubt, or worry. And that power wants you to live your dream. So, how do we give power to the part of us that wants to move forward when we're hearing that voice that wants us to play small? There's a whole process for shifting paradigms that I take my clients through in this program. But for now, our purpose today, consider this. When you notice you're thinking small, interrupt that thought and say, not today. Cancel, reject, reconnect to your vision, and take an action step. Even if it's just a baby step, just thinking about your vision, your dream, and even writing it down is not going to make things happen just poof like magic. You have to do your part, even if that means doing it afraid. Are you willing to befriend your fear, to take action anyway, to live a life you love? Yeah? Wonderful. Okay, as promised at the beginning of our time together, I have a gift to you. And then I'll close with a story that'll wrap up this training. But first, let's recap what we've covered. You learned the 3 keys to mastering your results, which are 3 of the 10 principles in the Dream Builder program. The first key is designing your dream. You have a blueprint of what you want to achieve, and the clearer your blueprint is, the more power you have. The second key is deciding for your dream. You decide for what you want in the absence of knowing how to do it. And lastly, the third key is befriending your fear and how fear and failure are prerequisites for greatness. Befriend your fear and shift your paradigms to achieve your dreams. Above all, remember this: you are worthy of your dream and a life you love living. Don't be like most people who tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely to death. Another mentor of mine, Ed Mylett, eloquently described his dream as, at the end of my life, when I meet the man I could have become, the best version of myself, we are identical twins. Now, let me ask you this. Has anybody connected with these ideas and know that if you really implemented them along with the 7 other principles, they could make a difference in your life? Awesome. I'm going to close with a story, but first, let me give you your gift. As I promised at the beginning of this presentation, I have a special gift for those of you who are ready to take action on your dream. Within my coaching schedule, I carve out time each week for strategy sessions. Strategy session it's a 30-minute phone, Zoom, or in-person conversation where we get clear on exactly where you are, what you want, and the next step you can take that'll move you in the direction of your dream. My time is valuable, and the information is even more so. I could easily charge $250 for this half-hour session, and afterwards you would say, that was worth every penny. But this is a gift. Some of you are not ready for this. Hey, I read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich 25 years ago. Didn't sink in, didn't do anything for me, didn't change my life at all. 20 years later, I was ready. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Maybe I'm appearing as that teacher. Maybe I'm not. If you're not ready to take a quantum leap now, that's okay. Been there, done that. But when you are, pounce. But for those of you who know you're ready for a quantum leap, ready to invest in achieving your dream, and don't want to delay that dream 20 years like I did, your next step is a strategy session where we can invest in you, your dream, and discover the path for how you can get there. I'm offering you a strategy session completely complimentary, no charge. It's my gift to you. Just fill out this card or go to my website at www.weareaware.biz and grab a spot in my calendar. How many of you are serious about achieving your dream and would like to have a strategy session? Raise your hands. Cool. I'll close with this story. It's a true story about William H. Murray. William H. Murray is known as one of the top 5 mountain climbers of all time. But he didn't start out that way. In fact, he almost let the opportunity for greatness to slip him by. A man named Edmund Hillary was putting together a team to summit Mount Everest, something that had never been done before. Hillary invited Murray to join the team, and Murray asked, "How much is it going to cost?" And since he thought it was too much, he declined the invitation. He did the same thing a few years later, letting the cost of the expedition stop him from going. When Hillary asked Murray a third time, having not yet conquered Everest, Hillary said, "Listen, Murray, we're going to go one more time, and I think we're going to reach the summit this time, because when I got down last time, I looked back at Everest and I said, I will climb you because you're not getting any bigger and I am." That time, Murray made a decision with a different question. What's the deposit? Even though he had no idea where he'd get the rest of the money to finance the trip, he took action to get started, and the rest just showed up out of the blue. Murray was responsible for discovering a southern route that allowed the team to summit Mount Everest. You have a Mount Everest level dream, and perhaps there's no clear path at this point, but that doesn't mean a path doesn't exist for you. It just means that you're still growing your awareness to be able to see the things you can do to generate the results you want. And I'm honored to be able to support you in learning the keys to master those results. I'm going to close this workshop with a very famous quote from Murray's book. He says, "Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, namely, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would have never otherwise occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no one could have dreamt would have come their way." In Murray's book, he references the quote from the German poet Goethe. "Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin at once. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." You have a great dream. You designed it, wrote it down, made a decision for it, and you can feel it. You understand that you are on the leading edge of growth when you are uncomfortable. Because when you're there, you are becoming the person you're meant to be. So for those of you who are willing to commit to your dream, and for those of you who would want a coach to help you summit your Everest, fill out your card, turn it in, and we will connect. Remember, as you walk through those doors out into your life, know that what is inside you is far greater than any challenge you're facing. You have incredible power within you. This is your moment. Today is your day to take bold action, because as Goethe says, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. It's been a privilege and honor to have spent this time with you today. Thank you.